Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, terribly. I've been all out of the market that oil is pressure. There's really not much to buy out there. It's tough. We've got to be, we've got to be strictly careful with the market. And it's really a tough. It's really a tough road here. It's a very, very hard market to trade. Pretty much everything in the Nasdaq was down. Just not a really great day out there. Let me get into it before we get into the questions from TikTok and doing some chart analysis for everyone. So basically, right now, it's time to basically be in cash. I've been in cash really. Since about Monday, I've really kind of just cut my positions, even my shorts, and I'm pretty much all in cash. So just a tough market trade all the way around. But there we go. I mean, it's just one of those things. Basically, the stock market dived. I mean, it really, really did. It's at its new lows. So what I want to do, just kind of show you the Nasdaq Composite. Let's take a look at that one and just kind of give an idea of kind of what the damage is here. Apple was down. I think everybody's running for cover. I've looked at there's some really interesting charts available. Let's move on over to the Nasdaq here and take a look at it. Just not really doing well. As you can see, we're way down here. We're just way down all the way, and there you go. I mean, we were at 1100. We're coming back down. I think we got a ways to go. I really believe it, because the former low was 105.65 right there. That was the former low. We have breached that in after hours. We are a little bit above that. We bounced a little bit, but I still think this thing could go a lot lower. We had some real issues with certain stocks. Let's look at Apple, AAPL. Of course, this is the biggest in the, this is one of the biggest stocks in the Nasdaq. It's probably really the bellwether stock. It's down tremendously today. It was down basically almost 5%. And the thing you got to watch here, not only was it down almost 5%, but it is in a situation where the volume is picking up. So just not a good time to be long stocks right now. It just isn't working. It isn't working as well as it has been. So basically, we finished just above the June 16th low, which basically is right here. But it looks like it's all down. Also, let's take a look at Nvidia. This has also been hammered. NVDA, of course, is the symbol there. NVDA. There we go. And this one also just not looking good as well. This one didn't call, of course, quite as hard as Apple did, but it definitely fell pretty hard. We're pretty much down. We're down after hours too. This was down about 4%, not quite the 5% that Apple fell. But there is one, if there's one kind of lining on the silver lining, it didn't have quite as much volume. So just a very bad day all the way around, basically for the markets. So you just got to be super careful in here. And I would just recommend being in cash right now. That's probably your best. That's probably your best bet. If we look at the kind of what's going on, in the action, basically, we are in correction. So again, just not a great time to be very, very much invested, or if at all. I'm not in it at all. There was one bright spot on the market, and that was Warren Buffett stock. And that is kind of bucking the downtrend, and that is an oil stock. It's Oxy. Oxy did well today. And I think that mainly what it was Warren Buffett was using this as an opportunity to purchase more Oxy stock. It was up about 1%, with the volume up about 21%. So this is possibly, though I'm not in it right now, I've been in this one, but I'm not currently in this stock. This one may be one that the first one to come out if we get a bottom here, but I don't think, I'm going to take a wait see approach. I'm not going to be throwing down on this one, but this one did do well today, Occidental Petroleum, and it looks like it's gaining strength. This one has a pretty strong checklist. Let's kind of look at it really over here. Let's look at the checklist. It's got an 89 checklist, which for a major stock like this is really, really good. The only thing this is failing on is that it's a little bit more than 15% below the high, but I'll take that. So this one, you could definitely look at out here, Occidental Petroleum. I definitely think that one is going to give you, if you have to be in the market, have to be invested, that might be where you want to go here. So let's get to some of the questions from TikTok first here, and let's take a look. All right, let's see. Invite another host to go live. Oh, that'd be interesting. So let's just do that. See what's happening here. Let's see. Okay. Just going to invite somebody here. See what happens. Waiting to connect. All right. Okay. You've been right on the market going down. Thanks. Oh, well, I wish I wasn't right on this one. Believe me, I wish I was not right on this one. Right now, it's a good time to hold in cash. You're okay. You're right. Invite another one. Okay, I'm going to invite somebody to talk a little bit about this. See kind of what's happening here. Yeah, we're going to invite. All right, I'm going to try this for. This is on TikTok to see if we're getting. Hey, man.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm on Dallas Trading Floor. This is the first time I've tried this. Are you in the stock market at all, or what's the situation?
Well, right now we're starting a small at-home candle and letting it grow. My brother is trying to do outsource.
Okay.
Head grades of the operation.
Well, that sounds great. That sounds great. Yeah, I was really looking for a host more that was in the stock space. So thank you very much for coming on, and I do appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
How do I do this? Let's see.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm tapping all over the place. Okay, well, let me close that. Well, I tried a little experiment and it didn't work out very well. Let's see if we can go back in here. All right. So for right now, we'll try to get that running. All right. So here's a question here. Wonder if you see any particular pattern in BTU. Let's take a look at BTU here really quick for everybody. Let's move over here to BTU. And there we go. Peabody Coal. And let's click it over there. All right. So I'm going to try to get my TikTok feed back up again. I tried to do an invited dual hosting. Did not work out that well. So what I'm trying to do here is put up together another one for this. But Peabody came up and it's been pulling back, but I just still think this is strong. Again, really the only strength in this market has been in the only real strength in this market has been in it has been in the resource stocks, primarily oil and gas and coal. And Peabody is definitely one of the largest coal companies out there. Don't really have a pattern for you. I think it's in, if I were to buy this, I'd try to buy it fairly close to the 21-day moving average. And let's see if I can get the technicals up here. I think that we're a little bit extended from that, so I probably would not be a buyer here. I just wouldn't. Again, it sounds like I'm not being a buyer of anything. That's pretty much true. I just want to see this market move down a little bit. Oops, let's see if we can get this going here. Okay. I have too many of these controls on it. There we go. All right, we're back live again. There we go. Yeah, we're back live again. Sorry about that, Dallas trading floor on TikTok. We're talking about Peabody Coal, and it is one of the ones that is sort of holding up here. So, but again, I would not be a buyer probably of Peabody here, just because, just because I think it needs a little bit more time to pull back, possibly to the 21-day moving average. It is bounced nicely, but I think here we just got to be careful. 98 relative strength, but the overall market conditions are so bad that I would be a little bit careful here. So I really don't see a pattern for you, unfortunately. I wish I did, and I wish I could really give you something there, but I really can't. All right, for Christine, let's look at two stocks that I think everybody was interested in, and that's the Spider and Tesla. Let's look at Tesla first. Tesla took a dive today. This is part of the reason I've been out of Tesla. It just hasn't confirmed an upward trend in a long time. It pulled down basically to 280, 268.61. It's up a little bit after hours, but not very much. Very weak stock right now, unfortunately. Just the overall market is weak. And if we draw this trend line, let's do that there. You can see that we're still in this downward. We're still kind of in this downward trend here. We're still kind of in this downward trend on the market. So this is where Tesla ended up today. It's got an 80 relative strength with a relative strength line pointing downwards. Unfortunately, with Tesla, I just think we just gotta move on here. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's looking good. And I just think that we've got to be really careful because it's just not looking that good. So that kind of is the situation there. Let's look at the Spider. Of course, this is the S&P 500 ETF, and it covers the whole S&P 500. This one as well, is having essentially a real issue regarding regarding things. So this one also is very difficult to play as well, just because of the fact that the market is just so bad. It's a tough. Yep, there we go. Just a difficult market to play. This is the Spider here, and it is behaving poorly as well. It's up a little bit after hours, 364, but I definitely think that we're coming down here, and I've been saying this for weeks now. I think we're coming down to about 320 on the Spider, so that's kind of where I think we're headed here. Not a good thing. So let's compare the Tesla with the Spider, and see if this makes any sense at all. This is the Spider, and this is Tesla. And let me switch it over. Let me switch it over to for everybody on YouTube here, so you can see the comparison. There we go. With Tesla and Spider. Tesla has outperformed the Spider over the last year. Let's look at about the last 3 months though. That's really when things started to break down. So even over the last 3 months, the Tesla's performance has been better than the Spider. But if you're going to be in anything at all, you wanted to probably be in oil stock. The XLE is the Spider for the energy sector. That's done a little bit better than the Spider, but again, not as quite as good as Tesla. The problem with Tesla is it's in a downward trend, and I just think that right now, you just gotta stay clear of it. I think that's really your only choice out there right now. All right, let's see if we can take some questions from TikTok. I'm sorry that I had a little problem. I wanted to do a kind of a dual thing here, but it didn't work out as well. Let's see. Okay. It didn't work out. So basically right now in this market, I think your best bet is to remain heavily in cash or completely in cash. I'm currently completely in cash right now. I do think we're going to take another leg lower tomorrow. I think it's very, very likely. We had 6 up days in a row, and then it started to turn, and I think it's going to turn. Unfortunately, I think it's going to turn a lot lower here. So I think you got to be super, super careful. I think you need to close your long positions and just wait. We're going to get a follow through day, but we don't have that now. So for right now, I think your best bet is to just stick in there, be very, very vigilant of the market, and just be really careful in this market because it is just not being forgiving. What's the worst stock people believe is strong? I think it's Tesla. I think a lot of people believe Tesla is strong. Relatively speaking, it is strong, but I think that Tesla is just not doing well at all, and I think it's going to go lower. Now that may change, but for right now, I think you got to be really, really careful. SPY bullish for the next week. Let's see what's this. We started three. I don't think the SPY is going to be that bullish, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at the Spider here. I don't believe that we're going to see a strong week. I think that with this interest rate situation, we're going to continue to have problems in the market, and that's just a long and the short of it. I think we're definitely going to have problems in the market, and so I don't necessarily see a lot of bounce here. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Then we bounced, and then we came right back down with heavy selling. So this is a major sell-off, and I'm looking at about 320 on the Spider. Is this the best time to buy Tesla? Absolutely not. Tesla could go down a lot further, so I'd be really, really careful. I know a lot of people really want to buy Tesla. I did really well in Tesla in 2021, but that was a year ago, and market conditions are different. Right now, the market is selling off the strongest stocks. Right now, it's a good time to be out of the market. There are going to be some shorting opportunities as well, but right now, I think you got to be super duper careful. Just kind of stay out of the market because it is going to probably go lower. The Spider in particular. So that's where I think you have to be very, very, very careful right now. All right. SPY bullish. Yeah, see, I don't believe that, unfortunately. This is what one of the comments is here. Michael followed the host. Great. Thank you very much. What is the worst stock people believe is strong? I think it's Tesla. Which stocks are you looking to short? Good question. I am looking to short some stocks that I haven't shorted yet. Now, here's the thing about shorting. It's really kind of interesting. Some of the best stocks to short are the stocks that were previously very, very strong. One of the stocks that I did short successfully last week, and I'm looking to possibly open up another short on it. I haven't done anything on that. I'm waiting for the rally. Is Costco. I do believe that this one is going to be a good short. Why? Because I do think that we have overestimated the strength of the consumer, and I do think this one's coming down. So if this rallies, I will probably be short this one. I will probably be short this one. Now, even though we have a rising relative strength line, I'm looking possibly to short to short Costco. Also, another one that I think is potentially potentially very, very weak. Now, I shorted this one unsuccessfully. That was Lululemon. I've been trying to short this one forever, and it just seems like I never get it right. This is another one that kind of I'm looking, to possibly short as well. I think the best shorts are going to be in the areas that have had a little bit of the upward trend, and that's primarily in the oil and gas sector and in retail. I think retail is probably the best area to look for it. And again, I'm looking possibly to do a short on Costco. Not that Costco is going to go out of business. I don't think it is. But I think we've rallied up to that 10-day line. And I think, and it has rallied in the after hours, as you can see here. I think if it moves up to that 10-day line, let's see. I'm going to want to see where that 10-day line is. That might be a place that you could do it. Yeah, we're very close to that 488. If it moves to the 10-day line, that's where I think I will probably be short, because it's kind of moving. It's pretty volatile. I think if it moves up to that 10-day line, I think it's going to go lower. Even though they had good earnings, I'm just seeing a lot of problems with Costco, and I think that it may be potentially a good short. But I haven't shorted it yet. I shorted it last week successfully, but I only held the short open for a few hours. So not a whole lot in there to do, but I do think that we had a weak rally after hours. So I definitely think this one's probably going lower. It was down about 1% today. So we'll see kind of how that shapes up. All right, let's see if we have to get any other questions from Tech Talk. And again, I had my issues there. All right, so here's somebody that is interested in taking a look at the QQQ to see kind of what's going on with that. That's also pretty bad. Of course, that's the Nasdaq 100 stock here. Yeah, that's the Nasdaq 100 ETF. And that has been also very, very weak. It was down today almost 3%, 2.88% here. And this is in a downward trend. This is part of the reason why you just really have to stay out of the market right now. Just not a great time to be. It's a good time to be in cash, and a good time not to be away from a lot of other things. Let's take a look. I want to do a comparison here between holding money in cash over the last 3 months and holding it in the QQQ. Now there is a ETF called the GSY, which basically is a cash equivalent. It's essentially a cash equivalent. Let's see if we can put that up here. And I'm going to do it for the last 3 months, and that's going to be and let's click on over there to show to everybody. All right, so that's so this essentially is the cash. This has essentially been the performance of cash over the last 3 months. And you see it's pretty flat. It's come down a little bit, but basically flat. Now, if we compare that to the performance of the Nasdaq, let's look at this. This is part of the reason why I think we need to be out of the market right now. And that is, okay, let's put it in there. There we go. So this is the Nasdaq Composite. If we look at the Nasdaq Composite, we compare it against cash. So you see, this is for the last 3 months here. Cash essentially has been flat. The Nasdaq has underperformed cash. And let's take a look at the XLE. That has just barely overperformed the cash. So we could have made a little bit of money, just about nothing, if we had been in if we had been in the XLE. The XLE is basically performed just as cash has performed at about 0.03%. So if you look at it, cash is flat, obviously. And then if we invested in tech stocks, we probably would have lost almost 3.5%, 3.5% if we did it in the last 3 months. So we've been losing about 1% a month in tech stocks. This is why I think you got to get out of tech stocks for right now and get into cash. We did outperform a little bit in energy stocks, but not very, very much. So very, very tight market. Again, we're going to probably pull down a little bit more. We got to wait for the follow through day. And basically, if you watch me, I'll tell you when that's going to happen. I'll tell you when that happens. Really good stocks are very. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Don't think a bounce. You don't think there's going to be a bounce at about 366? No, I think what's going to happen on the Spider is I think we're going to see a bounce. I think we're going to see a bounce basically lower than that. Now we may. I think we're going to get a bounce a little bit lower than that on the Spider. There is resistance at 362 on the Spider. So I think the next bounce is. I think the next we've been hitting the floor at 362. I think we're going to get ready to move below that based on my analysis of the volume. So I do think that we're likely to see this next move down, and I think we're getting ready for another leg down, and that will be basically below 362 on the Spider. That's kind of what that's kind of what it's looking like here. For me, it's going to be below that 362. There is support at 362 for the Spider, and that's what we've been bumping up against for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here. So, but I think we're going to take out that low, and I think it's going to be this is the time we're going to be doing it. So, not exciting there when it comes to it, but that's the way kind of it is. All right, everybody. I'm pretty much out of steam here. No, wait, we have somebody also coming in on TikTok. Thank you very much. Are accumulating any stock for long term, or are you accumulating any stock for long term, or anything when the market bottoms? Well, we'll know when the market bottoms. We'll know when the market bottoms, and the reason we'll know is we'll get what they call a follow through day. When we get a follow through day, then we can come back into the market. But right now we are in a correction, and the correction probably I'm expecting to come down at least to 320 on the Spider. So I'm really not in anything right now. I'm all out as opposed to being all in. When we get to that 320, then I'm going to consider it, more. Now I'm looking to short. I did short last week. But and I was shorted successfully, did 3 shorts successfully, then I did 1 short unsuccessfully. I decided to pull out of the market and just wait for a better opportunity. So I think that it's not time to accumulate anything right now. I think it's time to be in cash. In the next few months, and I know this is hard to believe, when I say this, you're gonna flip your lid, but we're going to see deflation in the value of cash, meaning that cash is going to become more valuable in the next 6 months. And it has to do with a lot of things. Now, we're going to have inflation, but the demand destruction in the economy is going to be so severe that I think you're going to see a increase in the value of cash. So right now, cash is probably the best thing to be in. I'm all in cash currently. I'm not in anything long. I'm waiting for some opportunities, waiting for the market to bottom. But that's a very, very good question. And I appreciate it very, very much. Well, everybody, gone on for about 30 minutes here. I wish that hopefully I'm going to get this TikTok thing settled so we can do some interviews here, because I'd really like to do that. But basically, I'm stuck in many Motley Fool recommendations right now. I think what you got to do here. I know that everybody loves Motley Fool, but not a good place to be looking for stock advice. I'm a technical analyst. Sometimes Motley Fool will hype some stocks. I think it's time to be out of the market because I do think we're going lower. So I'm not trying to throw shade on anyone. Costco puts, not a bad idea, by the way. I think that Costco is going to move lower. I'm looking to short it and possibly do a bear put spread on it. So I totally agree with you about those Costco puts. I do. So hopefully I'm going to be going into that a little bit more. Usually SPY is the opposite of VIX, which is up a good amount. You're right. The thing about the VIX is that I do think as we move down, we will see some more volatility. That will keep the VIX high. But we're just seeing because of the bond market, we're seeing a lot of pension funds having to liquidate their positions. This is happening in the UK right now. And as a matter of fact, the Bank of England had to step in, believe it or not, yesterday to prop up the bond market. So we are seeing a massive sell-off. The thing you want to be in right now, cash is king. Keep your cash. Your cash we will be able, once on the other side of this, there are going to be some very, very good opportunities. But right now, we're moving lower. So be very, very careful. Keep your cash. And I will be signing off for today. But if you're not a member of our Action Trader, it's super easy to do. All you have to do, first of all, if you could like the show, that would be really helpful for us. That helps us a whole lot to get out to people. So hit that like button, please, very, very much. Hit that like button. And also, if you're not already a member of the Action Trader, it's super easy to do. Just go to my profile, click on the link, first and last name and email address, and we'll get you on that. It's totally free. And if you're watching on YouTube, www.Dallas Trading Floor. I'll be back tomorrow at 5. Happy trading, everyone. Good time to be in cash. I don't think you want to be in the market right now. I think we want to kind of sidestep it, kind of like the floods and the tornadoes and the hurricanes in Florida right now. We want to be out of the market right now until we get a fall through day. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so very much. Happy trading.